everybody. Want to wheeze them here, doing a little inventory clean out here between episodes. Also coming in, spinning some new levels. I needed a new shovel. We were using an efficiency 2 shovel, and getting around to see if we had an upgrade. We don't. We got that made up. Let's go ahead and just make a regular iron shovel. Will be all right. And we've got a decent pick on us. We've got cobble, we got wood, we got planks. Okay, I think we're ready to go to bed. Let's make sure. Do I want to unload the pumpkins though? Let's keep them. Let's keep them. Well, the plan is to go and probably try to collect arrows from burning skeletons. That's what we need to do. I did see I had a stack in there. I thought we were just limited to what we had, which is tied into chickens, which is problematic. But somewhere... Oh, I care about the zombies. I do care about the I always forget I can get caught on fire. So, there's a... Ooh, he's got some enchanted loot. Guess it's not sunny enough for that guy. Uh-oh. It didn't run when I wanted it to. Come on, man. Oh, I hate it how they never draw. Oh, overjump. This rationing of arrows. Does he have an enchanted bow, too? Okay, I'm getting tired of you. This is getting old. And we got nothing. I never get enchanted armor in this game, and it sucks. He destroyed us for what it's worth, but... It's just that's what happens when you ration arrows. So, did not intend to be over here. So, let's try to find that one that would have been burning. If I heard it from above the bedroom, he would have been somewhere over here-ish, right? Probably a creeper somewhere in here. In the pit? No. I really need to redo that thing. I'm not happy with it. It was just there temporarily. Well, I'm not sure where that guy was. Have to be here somewhere, right? It's just we hadn't been through these creeper craters in a while. Let's see what all mess we can get into. Well, you know what? I have no clue where that guy would be. So, we just wasted a bunch of time looking for him. Oh. Oh, that's the wolf. Block glitching. How dare you block glitch. Okay, so very shady over here. Hadn't been through these necks of the woods in a while. Alright, so... what we're wanting to do is far, far, far away. So, while we're over here though, let's use some rotten flesh and punch a few reeds. As long as we don't take the bottom, okay. Wanting to expand the library, which is in the storage room type of a deal. So, I've told you before I don't farm the reeds often because it would literally take an entire episode. Maybe not. Maybe it's like half an episode. Who really wants to see that? You know. So, I already have a stack. Still have an arrow prominently featured in the back. Go. That is probably sufficient, but once you get going, it's hard to stop, you know. As long as everything is replanted, I will be fine. I think we'll just call it good there. And any squids down here? Probably don't see them, though. Alright. How does this tie in with a tree farm, you're asking yourself? And well, I couldn't tell you. So... hadn't been this way. It's good to revisit old places, I suppose. Another wolf even on this island. Lots of reeds, like I mentioned, so... and you know what? There's gonna be more. A lot. I'm gonna plant these things right. Mainly because I don't want them in my inventory. I'll keep that stack. These others can go. Presto changeo. Alright. An amazing thing, if you have a tendency to get lost, something that is very beneficial is having reeds. They show up really well, and they're so different than anything else in the landscape. It comes in quite handy, I have noticed. I didn't know I had... Oh, I guess that's the nether portal island just behind it. We should probably not walk open-fisted through here. What we're gonna do, since we're over here, is part of this tree farm thing I'm wanting to progress on, which again will probably be done off camera. Not super exciting, but the end results I think will be something to look at and beneficial. There's another giving slab that's eerily reminiscent of where we started our base, just right over that direction. Got a little pond here and there. And can we do this? Oh, it never it never wants to jump when I want it to. Alright, so somewhere in here there should be a trail that leads back to our main path and not through this dastardly forest of illusions and missing children and dead bodies and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just not seeing it. So, okay, that's interesting. Got another one of those. There's a giant ravine somewhere on this backside that we kind of want to dig to. Lots of caves. I'm sure there's skeletons and creepers galore. And I don't see a single torch. So, is it farther this way? Okay, well, this worked out in the end anyway, and there was what we would have been looking for. As I mentioned, it does exist. But right here, this is all going to turn into a tree farm of sorts. I'm trying to pick the best terrain, and this is very uneasy terrain is the issue. And then also I'm trying to scan around for a point that we could use as essentially kind of like a, how would we describe it, like a half oval that maybe connects our two paths or something. So should have made some more torches and we could have marked it out as we go. It looks like we've been through here where there is lava, and there is lava. Okay, so where is a good spot? This isn't the exciting stuff, but let's just try to find our path. How about that? Somewhere around here we should have the forest shack right there. Excellent. So do we want to, how far do we want to loop this thing, I wonder? Tell you what, let's get our good old axe here. Start making some headway. And we'll need the wood anyway, so that kind of helps out. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Pretty much anything not in line with where we want it to be is coming down today. And we're just going to open up a big line of sight and then cover it back up with trees. So, for everyone that's angry that we don't replant, that's going to be corrected with a tree farm. And you have to remember there's still way too many trees here. So, this again, we're kind of just going to be going through, clearing things out, trying to map out where we sort of want everything to line up. And that might take some time. So, it'll probably be a pretty extensive off-camera type of an episode. So, the end result, though, will hopefully be noticeable. And I think right now I just sort of want to feel out the ground here. So, that's would sort of be our starting point. And then the problem is everything around here. So, do we want the tree farm there, or do we want to just simply connect to a path that would go out that way? You know, I think that might be the smart thing to do, in all honesty. So that's 2 blocks here. So hopefully we don't go down into a ravine. It's not a ravine. It's, well, that would have been a pretty big drop. So this is the path we kind of want marked out. This would be like our center 2 pieces of this. And let's just go ahead, place that there, so we'll sort of have it in place to give us a marker. And It's sometime. Oh, no way. It's that late in the day. I tell you what, I'm going to end this, and when we come back, I'll probably go to the forest shack, but when we come back, you will probably see something radically different than this. So take it all in again. This is sort of your mile marker, our grand entryway into this mess. That's our path over there across the leaf bridge to the base, which is to the west. To the east is going to be a path that currently does not exist, so I encourage you to stay tuned, because obviously this is just going to be spliced together, so you don't have to do any work at all. Just wait tight and prepare to be hopefully amazed. Possibly not. Alrighty, everybody, I want to wheeze them here. This should be the end of part 190. And if you note, I am not alone. and I am going to time-lapse some of what we did, but it's going to eat up probably enough to fill the end of the episode. However, I wanted to come in here to the oasis, okay? So what I've done, straight that way, I made a path, and it goes from... It's not the forest shack, that would be over that way, but you know our angle bridge that goes across that direction? That angle bridge, I made a straight line down here to this pillar, and from this pillar you note that we have Pretty cool extreme hill mountain over there. We got a swamp biome, the plains leading into it, and looks like the beach is over that direction. Coming down, of course, that way is the forest in our main base. But coming this way, I was just, placing my torches. That one was misplaced, so we'll fix that. Got to about right here, and oh, the wildlife started to emerge. So this could potentially be sheep pen territory for us. Which is very good. I guess we're far enough into the plains at this point that the wolves are kind of a moot point, not an issue type sort of a deal. And so it's bordering the swamp, which would kind of be nice. This might be where we arc our path. I'm not 100% sure, but it very well could be. And that alone would be pretty sweet progress, I have to say. So we're just going to hike up here and kind of see where we wind up. It's a nice sound to hear the sheep. They're dangerously close to the forest here. That is our path point over there. So let's continue this line here and place one there. I think we're offline there, weren't we? No, I guess it's actually in line. So we want to continue on at this strategic point. And we'll place it there, and right there is going to be our magic little intersection, I do believe. So that's a good thing. We figured that out, and I think from that one, that continued to go that way. So this should lead back up to a trail of torches, yes, that we have already made. So this will kind of be our King's Highway of sorts, if you will. So now that I've got this framed in again, that's sort of our entry point there, and we will just be able to kind of lead it across, I believe, and have things happen in this vicinity. Biggest change that we made while we time-lapsed everything is when we came in over here, we you can still access that. I'm not quite sure what I'll do. I think I'm going to put fencing around it, but for now I just framed it with dirt because oh, 2 horses, because it looked pretty cool. And then of course that is our main path that we could run through there, and I think we're going to have it tie in down this direction if it can. So we might actually cover some of that. Not sure. That's kind of an issue, but I think we'll keep it in the environment nonetheless. And so, yeah, I mean, most of the terraforming that we did off camera, and the water buckets just weren't, they were all streamlining for some reason. We did have a chicken spawn, which is exciting as well. But most of our terraforming was done kind of in this area. And so I may just build this all up a smidge. There's our chest and crafting table, and of course you can kind of get a feel for it right here. We could take it down to that level as well. I'm not exactly sure what we'll do, but it'll be something along these lines, and then we'll sort of just fill everything in. So I'd say you might not see it, but we made pretty decent progress today. So let's unload some of this dirt that we inevitably should have in the inventory. We'll get rid of those seeds, and everything else can stay for the time being. So that said, this is episode 190, and just kind of terraforming, getting the landscape like we want it to be. And the most important thing, though, is that we've sort of lined up where we're going to have our paths, I believe. So it's a good sign with that cow there. That probably means we're close to my intersection point. Oh yeah. So there's that one and that one, and then we came in on down that way a bit more. So I'll be playing around in this vicinity and hopefully doing some cool stuff. Be sure to check back for episode 191. We might have a tree farm, we might have a path, we might just make progress on both. We might do something entirely different. I don't exactly know right now. But whatever we do, it should be a good time. So, as always, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. And until next time, I will catch you back here for more Xbox One and Solo Survival.